Good evening and welcome to the Formula Racing League. This is the 100% Racing Series. Round 5 takes us to Silverstone. We're hoping for another brilliant race. And can Big Boss Bells make it 4 wins out of 5 in this season so far? Or will it be someone else standing on the top step? So trying to run down on everything that happened during quali. And apparently Dixon had dominated qualifying. He was fastest in all 3 sessions. There was not really any surprises. But a rundown on the grid. We'll go through the grid when the formation lap does get underway. If you have just joined us, we do welcome you. Do feel free to get involved in the conversation in the live chat. Leave a like and subscribe. So Dixon was fastest with Big Boss Bells in second place. So we are less than 30 seconds away now from the start of the formation lap. As far as I'm concerned, the weather front has moved away from the circuit, but it's still overcast, should brighten up as the race goes on. It was a very wet qualifying session apparently yesterday. So as we watch a full grid go off onto their formation lap, and we've been a wet qualifying session, all the drivers have the opportunity to sit on whatever tyres they like. So Dixon and Big Boss Bells line up on pole position with Winfield and Terades next on row 2. Then it's Vamu and Leppy on row 3, followed by Max and Alpha making up row 4. Then it's Ginge and Hartnell on row 5, followed by Gainful Odds and Page on row 6. Bayman and Wild Dog are on row 7, followed by Eckhots and Mielios on the 8th row. Jackson and Fragile Tunnel make up row 9. On the back row are the 2 Aston Martins of Will and Quick Killer. So the drivers starting on the mediums are Dixon, Hartnell, Gainful Odds, Page, Bayman, Fragile Tunnel, Will and Quick Killer. All the others are starting on the softs. It's a 52 lap race. We are expecting this to be a rather quick one, given the nature of the Silverstone track. Of course, this was the circuit where Dixon clinched the 100% Racing Series. It hasn't been involved in the championship much this time around. So after 4 rounds, Big Boss Bells has 138 points. He's 55 clear of Famu in second on 73. With Eckhots in third on 56 and Quick Killer in fourth on 48. Dixon has got 41 points to his name thanks to his victory in Austria a couple of weeks ago. Drivers heading back onto the grid now, raring to go for the start of the British Grand Prix. Dixon on pole. Can he come away with a home victory here, or can Big Boss Bells take that on it? Winfield and Terades next behind, with Vamu and Leppy waiting to pounce as well. So we're just waiting for the others to make their way onto the grid. Quick Killer taking up his position, and we are ready to go. 20 cars lined up on the grid then for the British Grand Prix. Dixon, can he lead from the front, or can Big Boss Bells use the soft tyre to his advantage? The 5 red lights appear in front of the drivers. It's lights out, and away we go. Dixon off the line, as is Big Boss Bells. I think Big Boss Bells may have an advantage, a bit Derry fun up in the air, but Dixon leads coming out of the first couple of turns of Abbey, and Farm is surely going to lead into Village in the race lead. So Dixon stays in front with Big Boss Bells in second place. It's Winfield remaining in third, heard to Raids, Vamu and Leppy say the top six unchanged so far. We've got Exotic Alva going ahead of Ginge into 7th place. Melios making a good ground actually in the Alpine. He's up to 9th, and Max is in 10th place. I know you watch the cars come through Brooklands for the first time. Dixon stays in front. We've got Big Boss Bell still in there ahead of Winfield and Therese, followed by Leppy and Vamu. In fact, Leppy going to the outside of Vamu, but Leppy has lost crucial ground there on the exit. So he's fallen behind Alpha and Ginge as the pair get past. Now Dixon, can he go to the inside into Brooklands? He's thinking about the move. Side by side, Big Boss Bells leaves him enough space. Dixon's going to go to the outside. He may be able to do the switchback as they exit Loffield. And now coming into the old pit straight. This is, of course, where Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had their controversial incident this year. But Dixon doesn't quite make the same outcome. And now Winfield thinking about a move. Dixon waiting. Oh, Big Boss Bell's got a twitch there. He nearly lost it. Coming through Maggots. He's okay through Beckett's and Chapel, but he's going to be vulnerable to Dixon and Winfield as they go onto the hangar straight. Dixon pulling alongside. Big Boss Bell's not really defending it that much, and Dixon goes back into the race lead on lap 5 of the British Grand Prix. Big Boss Bells is fighting back though on the exit. Dixon leaves him enough space. Big Boss Bells goes round the outside of the Mercedes, and the McLaren doesn't quite make it. This is wonderful racing between these two. Winfield waiting for an opportunity there, can't quite make it stick. This is going to go on for a while, isn't it? Oh, Big Boss Bells runs wide on the exit though. Surely Winfield's going to find a way through, but he doesn't do so. In sector 1, Ginge, I think, has gone for a spin into the gravel as he's gone up into the runoff area. And he's lost a heap of time and he's fallen out of the top 10. Jackson's fallen down the order actually to 12th place, so he's obviously made a mistake somewhere. Winfield's not making any such mistake as they approach the old pit straight once again. Into sector 1, it's one of the Alpha Tauris. Gainful Odds has gone for a spin. I hope he hasn't reset back onto the track. He probably hasn't done. And I'll go back to the fight for second because Big Boss Bells is going to be under pressure from Winfield, but the saving grace for him is that he's going to have DRS. As he's still within 1 second of Dixon in front of him. And Dixon gets a time penalty now. 3 seconds it is for track limits. Oh, someone's off. Is that one of the Alpines? It's Fragile Tunnel has gone off on the where Chapel is, so he's fallen down the order. So the fight for the lead rages on. I think Dixon's tyres will be in better condition at this stage now than the McLaren of Big Boss Bells. And McLaren's going to have a go here as they approach Brooklands. Three cops. Now the pair coming onto the back straight. Because that's not going to be close enough to have a go on Dixon. And Alpha and Therese further behind in 4th and 5th. Leppy's pulling away now from Max. Max is still going to DRS, so Leppy's got some work to do. Gainful Odds becomes the first retirement of the race. He's gone off at Maggots. Now, is that going to bring out a safety car, I wonder, with him parts there in a wrecked machine? As There's no sign of a safety car yet. So we are carrying on as we are. The Gainful Odds will not be scoring points today. I'm not even sure if he has finished a race so far this season. And someone else has gone down the order. Vamu it is for Ferrari. That's at Farm, and he's fallen down the order. So there's Dixon, Big Boss Bells, and Winfield in your picture. Alpha getting another penalty now. That's 6 seconds for him. Winfield likewise, so he's now on a penalty. I think pretty much every driver is going to have a penalty, so it's going to be a matter of who has the least amount. I think this is something that Cove Masters should think about for future reference. I think they should allow drivers to take the penalties in their next pit stop. That way we won't be having this much of an issue. I suppose the solution would be for drivers to keep the cars on the track. And if he gets a time penalty now to his name. Jackson with a new fastest lap in the Haas. So we're on lap 9 out of 52. Dixon continuing to lead. And so for the soft compound runners, we are looking at around lap 20 to see them ducking into the pits. We are expecting 1 stops. And one of the Aston Martins gone for a spin. That'll be Will. He's in 16th place. So People's Bells behind the Mercedes as they go through Maggots and Beckett's. And Will continues to get penalised now. Well, that's his first penalty of the race, I should say. Wild Dog likewise. So another lap done. Set to 2 and 3. Who's gone off there? That'll be Vamu once more. He's not having a good race so far, is he? You can see the Alpine of Fragile taking evasive action. There's Dixon. And Jackson moving in front of Max now. Heading onto the Wellington straight. Jackson making his way back through the field after his earlier error. Could he be in the fight for the victory later on? It's going to be very hard for him to do so. He needs to pull away from Max first. Get out of that 1 second window. Wells right behind Dixon, into sector 1. I don't think there is anything there at the moment, so I suppose they've gone away quickly. So Dixon leads, Big Wells is in second place, Winfield third, Exotic Alpha ahead of Terades and Leppy. Jackson, Max, Hartnell and Wild Dog make up your top 10 so far. People's Wells in dazzling form right now. looking very good for the championship. I was just going to say, there's only 5 races to go after this one. Spa next up, followed by Melbourne, Barcelona, and then 2 of the DLC circuits on the 9th and the 16th of October to wrap up the season. And Vamo is into the pits for Ferrari, and his race has come to an end. So Vamo will not be scoring points in the British Grand Prix. It's a shame. That's a bad dead to his title hopes, second in the championship going into it. And he's not going to be scoring today. Leave an opportunity for Eckhart to move up, but he's down in 17th place, which would not earn him any points. So Big Buzz Bells with a new fast as that, a 1 minute 29.7 for him. Coming into a yellow flag zone now though, because of Vamu's Ferrari that stopped there. Being moved away now though, so we can resume normal racing. Big Bells right behind Dixon as they go through Luffield. I tell you what, if Big Bells can win this race, he could have as big of a lead as 100 points, if not more than that, which would be more than 2 race wins in front of the rest. Big Bells with DRS then going to the inside here. Look at Dixon. Dixon doesn't fight it through Stowe, but may get him back on the outside. It's perhaps good timing of the safety car for Big Bells, because now, what I'll say is he's now being given a 5-second time penalty for ignoring the yellow flags. Now he can take that as next pit stop, or you will have his race time added with that. So he will pit him. So Will rejoins ahead of Page in 17th. It's only 3 drivers without a penalty so far now. They are Hartnell, Bayman and Mielios. I think the safety car will remain out there for one more lap. It won't be coming at the end of this lap. Running to a 5-second penalty for a collision with Quick Killer. Not sure what's been going on with that. So we're past a quarter of the way through this race now. Smallbell's still in the lead, Hartnell behind. And like I've already said, it could really come down to time penalties to decide who wins this race and who finishes where. Now last week we only had 11 finishes, so we should get more than that in the nature of Silverstone's track. There's Leppy in 11th position. Everyone's caught up now, so the safety car should go in at the end of this lap. So the safety car should have its lights switched off here, and it's off now, so Big Horse Bells will slow the field down, allow the safety car to duck back into the pits, and he will go when he is ready to do so. We've got one McLaren at the front, one McLaren at the rear. Now Big Horse Bells has got a 5-second penalty to his name, which is not as much as what some drivers have got, but he still needs to pull away as much as he can here. He could well be going to the end of the race on the compounders on, although he may decide to duck in for another set of soft tyres. We're back on the way at the end of lap 15. And it's a good restart there for Big Boss Bells. They were just watching Winfield and Exotic Alpha further behind in 3rd and 4th. Will Alpha dive to the inside and have a go on Hartnell? The answer is yes. Into 1 second the margin between Big Boss Bells and Dixon. Dixon closing in all the time. Now he is within range to use the DRS on the hanger straight, providing he does stay within a second of the McLaren as they approach Maggots, and Will's in the pits for Aston Martin. Now Dixon uses his DRS to close in on the McLaren. Quick Killer gets a time penalty for Chat the Mints, as does Winfield. And Dixon now with a time penalty for track limits. That takes his penalty total to 6. As Will exits the pits in the Aston Martin. Hopefully won't interfere too much with what's going on in the battle for the lead. It's just exiting the pits now, so Big Boss Bells and Dixon are through, as is Exotic Alpha. Page with a time penalty for track limits now. She's currently running in 15th place, but she's just got by Melios, whose car is controlled by the AI at the moment. So Dixon all over the back of Big Boss Bells. It's not going to be too long before Exotic Alpha gets involved here, once these two start squabbling. So, through Maggots they go. Big Boss Bells didn't get the best of entries right through the slalom chicane there. And this is going to be an opportunity for Dixon to get into the slipstream a little bit more. He's not going to have a go down the inside into Stowe, so he remains behind for now. Rear wing open on Teresa's Williams. And Eckert going past Leppy and up into 7th position. Fragile with a time penalty for track limits. Now Dixon's less than 4 tenths behind Big Boss Bells as they go through Village and the Loop. Mielos is back in control of his Alpine now. Lap 22 off the race as Dixon approaches the McLaren once more. Therese passes Ginge to go up into 5th place, does he? The Alfa Romeo does leave him room. Therese on the inside, can't quite make the move 6, so he's having to wait behind for now. DRS open on the Mercedes. Is this going to be a move here? To the inside he goes. Does he do it? Yes, he does. So Dixon takes back the lead of the race. Can he pull away and build a big enough cushion before he comes in for his last stop? Wild Dog continues to get penalised in the Alfa Romeo. That's his total going up to 12 seconds now. Mole made that 17 because he's got 17 seconds worth, and he's gone off at Village. And he's got to remember about driving standards. I think this will be him ducking into the pits and calling it a day, to be honest with you. Jackson with a new fastest out, 1 minute 28.4. He's running in 9th place. Just letting the Ferrari of Winfield go past. Well, this race has gone quick, hasn't it? We're on lap 28. Dixon leads, Big Boss Bell's second. Exotic Alpha is in third. I'm just thinking, when Dixon does come in for a stop, he will rejoin round about where Max is, actually. Now, Jay Hartnell's yet to make a pit stop in this race, as Leppy gets past Therese to go up into 7th position with DRS. Next up for him is the Williams of Eckert. And Leppy has gone for an off into the gravel. That's his second front wing gone from this race. He's had a mistake at Maggots. Yeah, he's out of the gravel trap, and that'll be him off into the pits. At least he's rejoined in a safe manner. And I think Leppy's just carried on with no front wing to his car. I can't understand why he's done that, to be honest with you. Surely he should have come into the pit straight away. So Dixon. It's a very fast circuit here is Silverstone. Circuit configuration was designed in 2011 or 2010, although there was a slight configuration to one of the corners, I think. And in 2011, when the new pit complex was built, we moved the pit straight from what was the old straight after Woodcote to what is now known as the Hamilton Straight. As Eckert pits in, now what tyres is he going to go on? He's going to go into a set of mediums. And he will rejoin ahead of Mielios, no problem. So an opportunity for him to put in some fast laps and achieve a good result that's going to see him in second place in the Drivers' Championship as it stands, with Vamu out of the race. Big Boss Bell's getting a penalty now for track limits. Now Leppy. Does he go into the pits? Yes, he does this time. It was very silly of him going round without a front wing fitted on. He's into the pits now. And he's calling it a day. So Leppy also out of the race. No, not expecting any rain at the moment. It's 22 laps to go. Dixon's lead is now 2.8 seconds. If he was to pit in now, he would get out in front of Jay Hartnell, but Jay Hartnell's still yet to stop in this race. Therese is in 6th. Probably look to go to the end of the race, but Dixon's going to be on much better tyres when he does come in. So I'd say he's going to be out there for another 4 or 5 laps before he does decide to make the switch. Coming in for pit stops. And Quick Killer, he's just been in for a pit stop, so if he can get up to the leads, he may unlap himself if both of them do decide to come in. And the gut they've got is, it's going to be under 30 seconds, isn't it? So the top two are going to lose out horribly. Well, Quick Killer's caught up to the top two on the back straight now. Now, will both of the top two decide to come in for tyres? And yes, they are. So Quick Killer's going to be able to unlap himself. And Big Boss Bells goes into the pit lane too quickly. So that's a 5-second time penalty for him. Melios gets his first penalty of the race, which means everyone has now got a penalty. And Big Boss Bells takes some of his penalty, actually. Exotic Alpha will move in front of him because of it. So this goes from bad to worse for Big Boss Bells now. So Therese will go up to 4th position. So Exotic Alpha and Big Boss Bells will rejoin in 5th and 6th. So 14 drivers are going to be on the lead lap now. Wild Dog is 2 laps down on the leaders. He's just racing for pride now, to be honest with you. It's going to take a long time for the field to catch up, so it'll be a couple of laps at least before this race does resume. So the race order is Jackson leading Winfield. It's Eckhott's in 3rd place, but he's on a used set of mediums. Don't know if he had any soft tyres left at his disposal. Let's have a look at the penalties then. So who does this play into the hands to? The hands of, sorry. I think, given that Exotic Alpha is on the soft compound, I have to say he's the favourite. Although if Dixon can barrel his way through the field on the restart, which is possible of him to do so, he could be in contention for the victory. But I would say Jackson's got a good chance to win this now, with where he is at the front. I didn't think we'd be saying that at the beginning of this race. So on lap 38, 14 laps to go at the end of this lap. So Sofa will continue out there for at least one more lap. This should be the last lap before it comes in, so 11 seconds of time penalty is what Jackson's got. Winfield's got 9, Eckart's got 6, Trey's 9, Exotic Alpha 6, Big Bell's 11, Max has got 3, and Dixon has 9. You can see the order change so much. I think DRS on the Wellington straight. So we're on lap 42. Rear wing open on Dixon's car. And Exotic Alpha's in the pits for Red Bull. Another set of the soft tyres going on. He'll have to hope for another safety car. He's running in 14th place now as Exotic Alpha, so that'll be a couple of points. He'll go for the fastest lap as well, just as a consolation for his event. 14th position, it was not what he hoped for at the beginning. And Dixon behind Big Boss Bells then, DRS open. Big Boss Bells is going to have to go defensive here. Now Dixon goes to the inside. The McLaren doesn't fight it. So Dixon goes up into 3rd place then in the Mercedes. Can he catch up to Winfield and Jackson in the battle for the race victory? Ten laps to go. Dixon with a new fastest lap, 1 minute 26.6 for him. And someone's gone off in sector 3. I think that was just the Alpine there of Fragile who's made a mistake, and that's allowed Bayman to go through. And looks like Wild Dog has gone for another spin in the Alfa Romeo. He really has had a frustrating afternoon. Or tonight, or evening I should say, depending on where you are watching around the world live. No, he doesn't want to get in the way of the leaders here, does Wild Dog. So already 2 laps down. But he doesn't get in the way of Jackson as he goes past. And Eckhout has fallen down the order. Not sure what's happened. He's gone off on the exit of Beckett. And he falls down to 11th place. So his chance of taking 2nd place in the championship after this round seems to be deteriorating here for him. And Wild Dog gets lapped for the 3rd time in this race. Quick Killer up to 9th place on the road. But with his mammoth time penalty, that's going to drop him down the order unless he can make up such a huge margin on the others. So Dixon is 1.6 seconds behind Winfield. Now all Dixon needs to do to win this race, realistically, is to stay within 2 seconds of Jackson. At the moment, he's 4 seconds off the lead. He's trying to pull away from Big Bells as well, which is another worry. Dixon pushing ever so hard. Fragile Tom getting a time penalty as well. It's got 18 seconds worth. And someone's gone off in sector 2 or 3. I think that may just be Wild Dog getting out of the way of the leaders. The gap is now 3.7 seconds between Jackson leading Dixon in 3rd place. He's got Big Boss Bells over the back of him now. Dixon's not had the best of laps unless Big Boss Bells just closed on him in the DRS zone. Wild Dog now has 30 seconds worth of time penalty. If he gets any more, that could be an early disqualification for him. And Wild Dog continues to go off into the gravel. 9/10 of a second between Winfield in second, Dixon third. Dixon will be able to use the DRS. I don't know where Winfield's pace has gone, but it just isn't there for him. The Red Bulls, is that Exotic Alpha again? He's ripped off his front wing, I think, as well. So that will be him off into the pit lane, I should think. Yeah, he's showing to get the car turning through the corners. We're now on lap 50, 3 laps remaining of the British Grand Prix. Jackson on course, although he's just run wide actually on the exit of Copse Corner. He won't want to be doing that too many times. And you need, if Dixon was to get by him, he would need to pull out a second on the Haas to take victory, and also open up a 3-second margin on Winfield. Bayman continues to get penalised, so that's his chances of a good position. Well, he's on course to finish 13th now because Exotic Alpha's in the pits for another change of tyres in the Red Bull. So Jackson starts the penultimate lap. As we watch Therese go past Ginge, and looks like Hartnell's gone off the... Who's that's gone off? It's Ginge. So Ginge has gone off the track on the exit of Stowe Corner. And he's fallen down a few positions there. He's going to have the Williams close to him in the final couple of laps. So Bayman, is he going to go for the fastest lap, I wonder? Not if he goes wide like that. Someone's gone off in sector 2. Who's that? Oh, it's Max. Max has gone off this time in the AlphaTauri. Not sure if he's had contact with someone, but he's gone off the track. And he's going to lose positions to Ginge and probably Eckhots as well. So Bayman gets another time penalty there as Quick Killer allows Jay Hartnell through. Although Quick Killer does the switchback. Jay Hartnell is through and up to 7th place on the road, which could become 6th once the penalties do finally end up applying. We are now on the final lap of the race. Jackson very much on course to take out this victory here. As long as the last drugs of fuel, Dixon not quite so you can afford to close in on him a little bit more, but it's not going to be enough for him to take victory. Big Buzz Bells is right behind the Mercedes there, look. And Winfield's dropped back from these two, so Jackson's victory looks very much secure now. And Big Buzz Bells rearing open, and the Red Bulls just let the House of Jackson through. But here's Jackson then, from 17th on the grid. He's going to come through and take a brilliant victory here at Silverstone. Didn't expect him to finish where he ended up, but the safety cars have played into his hands. Jackson, exiting Club Corner, crosses the line to win the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Dixon and Big Boss also have crossed the line, but Winfield should move up a position. So Dixon second, Winfield third, Big Boss Bells drops to 4th place. And then we've got Mielios next behind in 5th. And then Therese crosses the line behind, but it's going to drop behind Jay Hartnell. So Jay Hartnell will be 6th. Eckhots should move up positions as well. Eckhots will be 8th. Max is classed as 8th. Eckhots 9th. Ginge will come home 10th. Quick Cure 11th. Fragile 12th. Bayman a lap down in 13th, Exotic Alpha in 14th place. The driver of the fastest lap goes to Jackson as well. But he's the winner of the British Grand Prix. So your final race result here at Silverstone is that Jackson wins with Dixon in second place, who also got the point for the fastest lap. Winfield third, Big Boss Bells fourth. Mielios is in fifth place, out of Jay Hartnell, Terades, Max, Eckert and Ginge rounding out your top 10. Quick Killer was 11th, followed by Fragile Tunnel, Bayman and Exotic Alpha completing the finishes. Wild Dog retired, as did Leppy, Page, Will, Vamu and Gameful Odds also didn't make the checkered flag. So in terms of the championship, Eckert's 9th position, which gets him 10 points, does not move him up to second in the championship standings. Dixon's second place moves him on to 74 points, so he goes up to second place in the championship overall. Big Bob Dell's 4th position. Now 4th place would get him 20 points, which puts him on to 158. So the gap at the top, with Dixon also getting the point for pole position, the gap at the top is now a big whopping 83 points. So Big Boss Wells has more than double the points in comparison to the rest of the field. Incredible. Very much on course to win the championship with 5 races to go. Then the next round of the championship will be at Spa in a week's time. Qualifying will be at the usual time on Friday night, 7 p.m. British Summer Time, and the race 9 p.m. British Summer Time. Saturday, that is, the 18th of September. I'm Tom Cairns. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.